We have a lot of fun making the show. You know, it's a collaborative effort, and everybody's like plays their part, and we're all happy to be here.
Yeah, for real.
We're putting out positive vibes into the universe, and at the end of the day, that's the best you can do.
Welcome back for the third time, Knox.
Oh, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, that looks good.
Come on, yeah.
Can I get one?
I'm not sure why you wanna have sex with me.
Very Italian.
He died and then he went to the
It
was
like stump somewhere.
They should listen.
Yeah, play ball. It could be yours. Just
Put that on the show because the fans wanted to see that.
How many characters do you guys each have?
That's a good question. I've probably got
We have like an
5.
arsenal
Yeah,
of
we
them,
got
but
a lot.
we only pull them, like, we don't pull them out all at once. So, like, right now, I think I'm doing 3 characters. The Matrix, Casey, and Kate are my main 3 right now.
And I'm only doing 2 this season. Just Jack and... No, I'm doing 3. Jack, Matt, and the Dead Man.
Yeah, but we have, like, a lot of characters
yeah,
that we've created throughout. Because when we first started, it was just us.
Yeah, it's kind of all part of it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of indie wrestling federations, the guys have a masked character and their own character. So.
Yeah. And we needed to keep creating different characters to fight. We didn't want the same people fighting all the time.
Right.
Yeah. We even parodied wrestlers at the beginning of this. You know, a lot of our original matches, I was John Cena and she was Nikki Bella, just because we kind of could act like those characters.
Parody them. and
The fans believed it.
What'd you call it before? Indie wrestling?
Indie wrestling is what independent.
Oh, okay.
That's what the other circuits, like not WWE, you know,
Yep.
like the independent circuits, they call them indies for short.
Gotcha.
What else is there besides WWE?
AEW, Impact Wrestling, so those are the big 3. And then little independent leagues, every town's got one.
Yeah. Yeah, even Rockford has an
Even Rockford
independent indie scene
Really?
wrestling.
Are you guys like, is there, like, who's the biggest name in that around here?
Gorgeous George?
Gorgeous George, yeah. She's not a wrestler anymore, but she was the valet for Macho Man. And she actually is from Rockford, right? Or is it Loves Park?
I think she's from Loves Park, but she still hangs out around
Yeah.
here. So when the wrestling organization that's in this town, I believe it's like Damage Inc. Wrestling, when they have a show, she'll come and be a ring girl or a valet
just
or
to
something.
promote it.
Interesting.
But they don't really have any girl wrestlers here in Rockford. They just have the same, like, 15 guys wrestle. That's what it seems like.
Well, we're here with Matt and Kate
Yeah.
of the wrestling show. And we're
Guys.
Happy to be here.
we're on their set today, and we're going to talk about wrestling and their success on the channel.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, so I'm coming in pretty cold. I heard about the show, heard you guys have been killing it with the following, but I didn't know, like, obviously I'm not super well versed with wrestling in general.
Yeah.
So just kind of, like I was saying, coming in cold, trying to figure everything out, and really curious as to what you guys got going on. I mean, we kind of glanced through that episode real quick, and I didn't realize you guys had so much plotting to it, and like
Character development.
yeah. So
Storyline is huge.
Yes.
yeah, I definitely realized that. It makes sense now that I think it through a little bit more, even just talking about, you know, everybody's heard of WWE, like, but that's about it as far as, you know, my basis of knowledge goes. So shed some light. How'd you guys get into it?
So I could basically start by saying that we were content creators, you know, looking for a niche. We were making videos on a bunch of different platforms, and I was doing like journal entry videos, and every once in a while I'd have a wrestling match. Because every day I was filming whatever I was doing that day, and the kids are huge into wrestling too.
Aiden was a lot.
Yes, Aiden, our oldest son, was really big into wrestling, and John Cena. So I used to wrestle him, and then for holidays he'd want to like have wrestling matches instead of go trick or treating and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I guess you can dress up like Sting, you know, and go to the Metro Center and go to a hockey show. You know, that was how much he liked wrestling. He put it into everything he did. So we just decided to film some of these matches, and then one of the fans from one of the other avenues said, "Hey, how much would it cost for you to tombstone your wife?" It's like, wait, what? I had to rethink about this for a second.
Probably don't hear that every day.
No, bro.
He came up to me one day. He's like, "Babe, somebody requested that I tombstone you. Just do the dishes and let me tombstone you. I'm like, what's that? 'Cause
What is a tombstone?
yeah, I wasn't familiar with wrestling before me and him got together. Like, he was a wrestling fan, so we just made, like, I was doing dishes and he just came up behind me and picked me up, put me upside down, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm going upside down for this move, and did it. And it got like way more views than any of our other videos by a lot, I would say.
So you could tell that it was just content that people wanted to see you guys
Yeah.
putting out.
Yep, and then some guy was like, well, I'll pay you a lot of money if you guys want to keep wrestling. And I was like, okay. So he started paying us money and we just started wrestling. And then like that just turned into a lot of people paying to see it.
And he was paying to use the content or just to watch it?
Just to like
Just
produce
to support.
it. Yeah.
Or be a producer. He was writing some of the scripts out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So wanting to see us dressed in these costumes, going through these types of moves with this type of reaction,
Yeah.
this outcome.
And it was
Yeah.
going on his channel?
Nope.
He
Still
was just
going on our
helping. He
channel.
was just helping us. He
Wow.
wrote one of our first matches and it hit 1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
He
and
wanted
like,
to be anonymous.
yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Is he still helping out?
I mean, like I said, he wanted to be anonymous. So some of the people that I talk to, I don't know who they really are. So as far as I'm concerned, he could be.
Wow.
I just wouldn't know it.
I think he signed up for Patreon the other day.
I think, yeah, that's right. He has a Patreon.
Mr.
supporter.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
Mr. Anonymous. Really
That's
putting you
awesome.
guys on, it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing, but that's kind of why you have to explore, you know, like probably would have never figured that out if you didn't get tombstone.
Yeah, right. No, for real though, it was just like a happy accident, and then it just was like, okay, well, if we're gonna make money wrestling, let's try to do it, and then we shift our focus to just doing that 100%, and it's just like developed into what it is today.
Wow.
But yeah, it just started off with me and him, and we'd like go down to the basement. He's like, okay, let me try to teach you a few things, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I mean, that in and of itself sold videos and made a lot of views.
You
so.
being open
Yeah.
to learning and just
Yeah.
trying it,
Yeah.
really got people on board. Like, all right, what's Kate gonna do today? You know,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
the new move she's gonna
Is
take?
Matt gonna destroy her down the basement? What's about to happen?
Yeah.
And people like do like seeing the process and being part of the process.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Get,
Yeah.
Like to see where you were and where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun for everybody involved, especially the viewers. It's entertainment.
So you mentioned
Absolutely.
where we are today. So where are you today? Like how many videos do you have out?
We're on season 8
Okay.
of the wrestling show. And it started off as the YouTube wrestling show, then we got a couple copyright strikes, and they didn't want us using their name with our wrestling show. So we changed it to just the wrestling show, got rid of YouTube, and the fans understood what it was. They still knew it was us
Man.
following it.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it is.
The
Very,
wrestling show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right on the nose, but that's perfect for that type of content.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
for sure.
you know, you're going to see some wrestling matches
Yeah.
and a show.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
See,
Yeah.
I guess I was not thinking too deeply about it. I thought that you guys were like really involved in wrestling and like coaching or something like that. So I was kind of expecting like maybe a more technical wrestling background.
Right.
But it's actually way doper that you guys are running your own scripts and
Yeah.
adding a lot more to it. It's much more involved than just that, it seems to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're not really taught. Like we're self-taught, and that gets us like some heat from the indie wrestlers because you're like, you weren't, taught specifically by one person. I'm like, well, I've wrestled a lot of people who've taught me a lot of things throughout time.
Yeah,
So I just
that's even
learned
cooler.
Right.
from a lot of different people.
At a certain point, you have to teach yourself no matter what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
That's a
for
good point.
sure.
Really good point.
What's your biggest platform? Is it
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
You guys have like 30,000 ish subscribers.
Going on 31,000 probably tomorrow. Yeah. Constantly growing. This is our third wrestling show channel. They've all had a lot of them, but this is the one that's actually stuck around. And YouTube's like, okay, we're gonna greenlight this channel.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How long has so when did you guys start the first the YouTube wrestling show?
Would have been 2018.
Okay.
That was when we first started it. And then that channel blew up. We had millions of views on. We would go live. We'd get so many people watching it. It was overwhelming. We had to turn it off. We were going to say
bet.
something stupid, or one of the questions were going to be too outlandish. And then that started happening. The fans started putting the most ridiculous things in the comments. And this is before YouTube's algorithm figured out what these spammers were trying to do. And they were gonna literally, it was wrestling fans disgruntledly attacking our channel because they did not want it to get as much attention as it was getting.
Well, they were just
Yeah.
helping, probably.
But, well, essentially, yeah. And then the end of it, yeah, they were. 'Cause it was bringing a lot of attention, no matter what, to the show.
Yeah.
People like controversy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an
yeah.
interesting dynamic to bring up. Is really just having like the indie wrestling community, you said, and then what other types of wrestlers would give you guys flack for being self-taught or
Most of them.
really?
Most of them, yeah. Especially the professional wrestlers. I know when our other channel got real big, there was a wrestler who went out and said anybody that has to go to Patreon or YouTube to make money should just stick to their real jobs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's currently unemployed now, but
Yeah,
We
stick
did
to
a
that.
show with the indie scene one time, and we walked in as the main event. Made them all very mad, and they were all rude. I mean, really rude. Like when I walked in there, like all these guys were like, you know how these indie wrestlers are? They have really big egos, and they don't like the fact that you came in here and you just think that you can come in here and main event. And I'm like, really? Like, because it's new and it's different, and I don't know, I'm a female, you just don't want to see that main event. I
Yeah.
don't know, but we ended up main eventing, and I mean, the crowd loved it.
Right.
Loved it.
Yeah, if
I'm
people
this
are
is what the
watching it,
people
enjoy it.
want.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're kind of haters of it, and like, they wouldn't even let us come out of like where all the wrestlers come out to do their entrances. There was like a tent with like a curtain, and they would play their music, and all the wrestlers came out. I went to go in there, and they're like, yeah, you're not allowed in there. I was like, but isn't this where? I was like, fine, I'll just come out from the back of the tent. I don't care.
Wow.
yeah.
So yeah, the indie scene, a lot of them are just, I don't know, jealous.
Snobs, jealous.
Yeah, yeah. Haters.
Haters.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
most
They
part.
don't like to see us do so well and what they think isn't good wrestling or what they consider wrestling.
Yeah, what they consider good wrestling.
Right.
Sounds like they definitely have helped you overall, though. You know,
Yes.
It's all kind of come back to you.
Oh, yeah.
positively.
The wrestling fans
Yeah.
are amazing. Like the people who really just love the art of wrestling, I think really like our show.
Yeah, those are the ones who come back. I feel
Yeah.
like that stick with us through the hard times and the good times is the ones that love wrestling and they're passionate about what it is that we do. Because I don't think the indie wrestlers really watch our stuff
No.
anymore. You know, I think they heard about it and then made it a point not to watch it anymore.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. Check
They'll make it a
out.
point to say, I've never seen none of your stuff.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They make it a point to talk like that.
Yeah.
So I don't
Knowing
know.
damn well they know that you guys are putting out quality content.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and they're like older, you know what I mean? And we're doing this on YouTube. Like they really dislike that. They really dislike that we've
They
done
want
it on
VHS
YouTube.
tapes of it.
Yeah, I guess. Like they don't like the fact that, and they're like those YouTube wrestlers, and I'm like, I mean, that's the best way to get your content seen. Like,
If you're gonna
like-
wrestle, you might as
But
well.
yeah, they're
get
like
on YouTube.
older,
Yeah,
older guys that don't
yeah.
understand the new wave of what's happening. I guess.
How many people are doing channels like this with like the whole storyline and the character and like as just a
Man, not
complete-
me. Not that I know of. I've had a couple of the fans say you should check out this website or check out this guy's channel, and there's been like 2 or 3 that I've heard of, that kind of do what we do, but not on the scale that we do.
I would say that no wrestling company does a storyline the way we do it.
No,
no,
yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, it's not really seen in wrestling, and I think that's what makes our wrestling show different, innovative, and better. Is because we do have these innovative storylines that we all sit like I help, he helps, all the wrestlers help and write it, and it comes together, and it just is super organic and good. And like WWE doesn't even do it.
Yeah.
Their storylines are terrible, and most wrestling fans will
Fake,
tell you that.
forced.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And we like have a parallel of our fictional storylines along with our creating the show storylines.
Yeah.
So all the fans know what we're doing that's fake, and also that we're making a show. We got a new ring, we're getting new characters. Like there's more that we do. We break the fourth wall all the time on the wrestling show to give the fans a glimpse of, hey, we're all in this together. We're all wrestling fans here, right? That's why we're trying to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that
Right.
keeps the fans excited and engaged, wondering when the next time we're going to break the fourth wall is going to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then you were saying you guys are different because you let the winners decide the outcome. Is it?
correct. So the Galactic Champion, like the main champion on the show, he gets to decide the rules, who fights who and why, and come up with his own basic storyline and force the guys to do whatever he wants them to do to better the show. Right now, our Galactic Champion, Nate the Effing Great, turned the wrestling show into his own show, and he's calling it It's Go Time, and he's trying to pitch it to Amazon and Netflix to get his show picked up now that he's trying to make. So that's one of the storylines of this season.
Oh,
is the
that's
champion.
cool.
That's pretty dope, actually.
Yeah. So he is like the boss right now. And so it makes the title mean something, which other wrestling places don't do it like that. It's just like you have the belt, you're the best wrestler.
Right.
Yeah, that's a little outdated, I suppose, by now.
It is.
Yeah, it's been done.
Get you.
It's been done. Yeah.
How about like deciding the winner? Is that something?
Usually Kate and I decide the winners and the outcomes of the match. I have a live chat with all the guys that are part of the wrestling show, and they can all give their opinions. They're always talking about who they want to see fight or win and stuff like that. So we take all of their thoughts into consideration.
So that if people don't want someone to win, you have them win.
Not necessarily, I think that would cause bad blood. We try to make sure everybody agrees before we go out and do anything.
Yeah.
But I do know everyone's opinion, and some people take the matches more to heart than other wrestlers do. Some guys are out there to job, they'll lose every night and they don't care. Other guys are more sensitive about it. So in booking, we try to consider all that too, because at the end of the day, we're all trying to put out the best product and not hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah. What would you say, like, some of the hardest parts about orchestrating all of that is?
Go ahead. Why don't you field that question? Because there's a lot of hard parts.
Yeah, there is.
Dealing with
a lot. But I know, like, on set sometimes it can be hard to, like, try to direct and act and wrestle and light and worry about this. And, like, because sometimes I'll, like, be in the moment of wrestling and I'm like, oh, my gosh, is that camera guy getting this angle over here, Or is this light in the right spot? Or, just worrying about all the things that could go wrong when you're in charge of a lot more than just acting,
Absolutely.
Well said. Yeah. I knew she was going to get that one. That's right.
Nailed it. Yeah. What about injuries, liability?
What we do is performance art. So like the same thing as going to an art show, we're putting our bodies on display as art. So I mean, there's really no contracts inbound. Everybody's doing this just for their own fun, and to put themselves out there. So injuries, as far as that goes, there's been none. None notable. Kate got hurt one time.
I was about to say, I
Multiple
think
times.
injuries do. I mean,
No one's been rushed to the ambulance, I guess.
No.
Nothing like that. You get minor cuts, scrapes. She got dropped on her neck one time in a inside of the house match, and she was injured for a while. Also got dropped on her knee when we were practicing a new move, stuff like that. So Kate's been the one to take the brunt of the injuries.
yeah, I was about to say, I've definitely taken a few
tombstone
notable
continues.
injuries in my mind. That, like, I could think back to that moment, like, that, like, really, really hurt. The one he was saying about the knee when I took the implant buster and I came down on it, and I was like, this is some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my life, and you just kind of hope it's not that bad.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it comes down to, I suppose.
Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, I think we take care of ourselves, and we work out a lot and we stretch a lot and we do everything that we can do to not get injured, but it's probably going to happen.
And we don't overexert ourselves either. Like, we don't go out there and try to do moves that we don't know how to do.
Yeah.
We practice lots of things first so we don't make dumb mistakes in the ring. So just being safe and protecting each other.
Yeah.
Preventative work as well, for sure.
Yeah. So nothing major. And like all of our wrestlers, I don't think any of them have really gotten hurt. JB got his ear sliced by the
belt.
one time. Matthew was wearing his belt and JB came to spear him and his ear just sliced on the belt and almost cut it off, I thought.
It was dangling.
Yeah,
there.
Matthew had to like
tape
put
his
it
ear
back together. That was his first time he came over too.
I think, or second. I think it was the second time. Yeah.
And we implemented no wrestling with belts on.
Yeah.
Gotta learn as you go along sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh. That was a crazy night.
So my only point of context is WWE, which I don't know well at all, but I've obviously seen.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about it? Just as far as the show, you guys still follow it?
We watch their main events, because I still like wrestling. I'm still a fan of wrestling. I like to know what they're doing in comparison to us.
Oh, yeah.
That's always important to keep up with your craft, especially if you want to stay ahead of the game to see what your competition is.
Yeah.
So I like to watch WWE for that reason alone. We're not huge fans of the product. Like we were saying, their storylines are really bad. We essentially created the wrestling show to help make wrestling great again. To bring back all the stuff that the fans used to like about wrestling, because WWE's got so cliche and they're so used to doing all their bad habits.
Yeah.
That they can't get
Just
out
because
of
they
them.
know it prints money.
Yeah,
Safe
It
way to do
seems
it.
very predictable, even with my limited experiences watching it. I don't know, maybe you get the surprise chair once in a while or something like that, but
Standard.
So do you guys do any other types of like physical martial arts type stuff, or do you guys stick specifically with just wrestling, or is that something that's maybe on the table?
Yeah, we're planning on it. We took a jiu-jitsu class
Yeah,
one
we
day.
have.
We took a seminar with a guy.
Yeah, because all the guys that go here, most of them are MMA fighters that go to the combat club that has the ring. And I'm like, man, what they do is amazing. I would love to get training in it because it's just cool. And I like all forms of fighting. I was more of a fan of UFC when me and Matthew got together, and he was more WWE. So you can definitely tell that in our matches. I feel like we try to implement both things.
Yeah, definitely.
Make it more realistic.
That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it seem more like a real fight for the fans.
Yeah.
Mix in theatrics with like, oh my God, this guy could really get hurt.
Yeah.
I guess you guys took the right angle on it though, because it seems like the storyline just isn't there in like boxing or UFC. I mean, now it's kind of getting there with some of the major players. Like the Paul brothers causing a big stir up and stuff.
Yeah.
From
But-
YouTube.
Yeah,
they're
literally,
definitely
right.
YouTube guys.
Start off with
further
YouTubers.
leads to my conviction that that's
Yeah.
a good way to do it.
It is.
Oh, because there's such a big fan base on YouTube of people that like to watch fights. I
Yeah.
think back to Kimbo Slice. That was one of the first
Yeah.
things I remember watching on YouTube was Kimbo's
You're
backyard
definitely
fights.
right about Kimbo. That's a good throwback fighter.
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
That's some footage right there. Some of that shit is.
Yeah, it's timeless.
It
Yep.
really is.
And then he joined a fighting show too, because and his fans followed him. Once you get famous for fighting, people just know you as a fighter.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah,
Conor
they don't wanna see
McGregor brings
keep
in a
going.
lot of storylines for
Yeah.
MMA and UFC. I think he does it on purpose. Some people get mad at him, but
sure.
I think he does it because he knows that's a good storyline. It's going to bring attention. A lot of the outlandish things he does.
Yeah. It's an easy way to view stuff like that. Is just like, is he making a bunch of money at it? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's obviously setting out to do that. Like he's achieving his goal.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, good point.
Can you explain Patreon? We've
Yeah.
never had a Patreon.
Okay, I'll start. Maybe you can fill in afterward. But Patreon is like a fan-based funding website where the content creators make their channels on Patreon like they would YouTube or any other social media platform. And then the fans can pledge money per month to help support what it is you're doing. So if I was to give you guys a real-life example, take your show, The Sham Show, and put that on Patreon and just call it, The Sham Show. And any fans of the show could go there, and for as little as $1, they could sign up to watch your whole unedited behind-the-scenes footage. And if you have one fan that signs up, then, good. Pat on the back. That's a good start. And I'm sure you'll have another fan that signs up, especially if you tweet about it. I know you don't really care for Twitter, but you could post it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
social
recommend
in
doing it
general.
anyway, because there's going to be
Yeah.
people that are going to see, what do you, even if I ain't going to click a heart on it,
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch what you're doing, and I might follow.
I was bagging pretty hard on Twitter earlier, but I'd still understand it's
Yeah,
valuable.
it is
Nice.
valuable.
A lot of people
yeah.
complain about Walmart, but they still buy all their stuff there.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Convenience.
Yeah.
Which is what Twitter is. It's convenient. You
Yep.
find all the stuff you need right there. Especially for a guy like you guys. And your show could have its own Twitter page as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which attaches to your Patreon. So just a way to filter your fans and give them more content. But also you can interact with your fans too, so you can see who signs up,
Right.
how much they're donating a month, and you can privately message them and ask them, thank you for your donation. What would you like to see?
Yeah.
And then it becomes way more personal. Once these guys or your fans realize that you're a human and they can talk to you and interact with you, it's like a personal relationship, and you can't take that away from somebody because they've already got it.
Yeah.
So that's Patreon. in a
And you
nutshell.
can limit the videos that they see, or do they get access to everything?
You can limit it.
Yeah. Like you can put different tiers and for different amounts of money. So like we have a $3 tier, a $30 tier, and a $100 tier. And the people on the $3 tier are not getting the same as the $100 tier.
Yeah. Yeah. So $3 tier is more like for photos.
Yeah.
$100 would be for the whole unedited behind the scenes of us making this video.
Got it.
And then the finished product goes on YouTube.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all of our
Sometimes we
products
make-
go on YouTube.
Sometimes we make videos strictly for Patreon just because YouTube does have a lot of restrictions, so for us to be as artistic as we want to be, Patreon is a really good avenue for that.
That was going to be my next question. So, like censorship wise, Patreon's a lot better than YouTube.
It's different.
Yeah.
Everybody censors everybody.
Yeah.
But
But they're not as, we can definitely put videos on Patreon that we would not be able to put on YouTube.
Have you guys had trouble with YouTube? Have you gotten strikes?
well, yeah, the other channels we had got deleted.
Yep.
From YouTube, not from me. You know, it was YouTube deleted the other 3 channels.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. So what happens in the case that YouTube does that? They just send you like an email or something, and then you can't access your content, or
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get the email.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And sometimes they won't even
pretty
tell you, you know,
It's
what they did, what
overclogged.
you did wrong.
Yeah.
and then you can't access like the back end of your account anymore. It's just all wiped.
exactly. Yeah, no matter how many appeals you submit, once Google says that your account is terminated, there's nothing that YouTube can do. They're going to say, our hands are clean of this. You got to
Right.
talk to Google. And if Google won't give you your account back, we
Yeah.
can't give you your data either.
And talking to Google is
Impossible.
yeah,
So,
impossible.
especially if you want them to change a decision they've already made. You know, they're not going to do that. Chances are they already deleted the hard drive with all your shit on it. So if they were to give you your
Yeah.
account back, it would be gone anyway. All your stuff would be gone. So
It's really a bad feeling when it happens, especially our first one that took off so quickly and we got, 10,000 followers in like a month or 2.
yeah.
You know, we had however many videos with 1 million on it, and then a bunch of videos about to be at 1 million, and then boom.
Wow.
So then all those videos go on Patreon, and they get like 30 views as opposed to 1 million views because not
Right,
everybody's going
right.
to pay to see what they can see for free sometimes. So
Did they tell you why they deleted the accounts?
So our first account, and we might have only had 2 deleted. Our first account, no, I've had 3 deleted, but not all for the same purpose. Our first account was deleted because of violence. They did not realize that what me and Kate were doing was theatrical. They thought that I was really hurting her. So,
So that was like
violent nature.
promoting,
They really-
domestic
wow.
violence is maybe what it looked like, and that's
and you couldn't appeal that.
I mean, I appealed it. I said we're wrestlers, but they still said that they're not going to allow it on the channel. So we rebranded it as the wrestling show and started doing more parody characters.
How did you move everyone over to the new show?
I would use Twitter, I guess, and say
Just
that-
social media.
Yeah,
Social
social
media.
media. And I said, hey, we're making a new channel, and then I used a lot of the same tags. So anybody that was searching the YouTube wrestling show or my character Matt Jones 2587, those tags would all be attached to the new channel, which was called the YouTube wrestling show, because the first channel was just Matt Jones 2587, the character that became the wrestler, which got deleted for beating up his wife. The second one was the YouTube wrestling show, which everybody, what was that YouTube wrestling show again? You type it in, there
YouTube
it is.
wrestling show.
Yes. And then after we got our second channel deleted, which was from WWE, actually, we'll go back to them because I didn't want it to be so violent. So we made it more character-esque and used a lot of their characters while we got copyright claims for using the characters of WWE.
Wow.
So our third time around, we got rid of the YouTube name and stopped calling ourselves John Cena and The Undertaker and started using different versions of those names. Little Cena and the Dead Man were both born.
That's all from 2018, since 2018?
Yes, from 2018 to
You
2021.
guys have been through the ringer.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of work, so much work. When we first got into this, I did not realize how much work it actually takes to have a YouTube channel, but it's a full-time job for sure.
Constant effort, and the more effort you put, the better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So for a while, I was seeing you guys get like 1,000 subscribers a week. I think it was like basically
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing that? Is that still?
It's usually organic, I would say, but YouTube will push you. So we were close to the 20,000 mark. And I think at about 16 or somewhere around there, it just started shooting up until we got to about 25,000. And then it slowed down. But I hear once you get closer to 50, it starts doing the same thing again. So certain markings will give YouTube the recommendation for your channel, and then they'll put it on everybody's watch page or recommended page. And that's when you'll get a lot of subscribers.
So that's at like 15,000 and 50,000 roughly.
Yes,
Like in
yeah,
that.
15 and probably 45. Would be the 2 places where they kick it in and really boost you up because it shows well for them as well for their advertisers. Look, we got an up and coming channel. Everybody's
Yep.
watching this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Put your ads on here because that's how the revenue.
It's pretty
comes
rare
in.
to be at 15,000 subs, probably.
Yes.
Just,
Yeah.
you're either gonna get taken down or something, or you just never make it to that point, or you're probably gonna keep growing it, and
'Cause, yeah,
then
look-
you just look like an established channel. Like
At 10,000, that's when they want to delete you. Once you get 10,000, they're going to go through and check all your shit. That's where we got our other channels deleted. It was right when it got to 10,000, boom, it was gone.
Yeah,
all
they did
3
a
strikes
sweep
in a
and
day.
they hit you with a couple strikes and then they take the channel
And
away.
there's no appealing it. But once we passed the 10,000 and then 15,000 and then 25 on this, I'm like, okay, I think we're good. We got the green light. They're not going to shut us down anymore. anymore. So
Yeah.
now this one's probably just going to grow organically until it gets another boost.
And we really try to follow the rules now. Like
Yes.
before,
Yeah.
we were I think we were breaking them a little bit.
A little
Kinda
loose with
knew
them.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care about the rules at that point in time. I more cared about the views. If people are going to like this, then we're going to do it no matter what they say. Was our
Right.
thoughts.
So what's the main stuff? Copyright,
Copyright, violence.
violence.
Yeah, which now when you make a YouTube video and you want to set it up for ads, they have all these like really descriptive questions for you to answer. Does your video contain any of this? Moderately or a lot of it, So in those, I only click that we're professionals performing stunts. And they've not given us any problems since I've classified our show as a sports show and with professionals doing stunts. Before it was entertainment.
So you just kept trying and plugging,
Change and clicks.
get it right eventually.
Yeah.
It's really how it works. And I think the other people have really helped the channel too. Because when it was just me and Matthew all the time and we were just always fighting each other, it just didn't maybe look that good to YouTube. But now that we got men and women and intergender wrestling, it's taken better by YouTube, I think.
Do you guys have a backup channel, like in case you just get randomly striked out again? Is there like a fail-safe kind of? Is there any way to do that?
I mean, I could have it all backed up on hard drives and stuff like that, but I don't. I've never really been big on saving stuff from the past. I like to just move forward constantly. So if the channel gets deleted, fuck it. If anybody else saved the videos, fine, good for you. Post them again. I'll watch them later. What? I'm not gonna keep on worrying about stuff I did in the past. It's kind of where I'm at.
And then just
Plus
social.
you got socials.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
social media the fuck out of it. Just try to get it out there as much as possible.
Yeah. That's half the battle.
And people know it could be gone tomorrow, so it's more reason to watch it today.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I take videos away.
Yeah.
I'll just put them only on Patreon now. This has been on YouTube for a long time, but not anymore. So if you
Really?
wanna
They'll
still
just
watch
kind of
it-
like take a random video down?
No, I will. I'm saying I will. do it.
okay,
But yeah,
okay.
YouTube will do it too.
Yeah.
They will. They'll randomly delete a video we didn't even know was bad, for something that we can't even appeal now because it's been so long. Yeah, so they do that, not as often as they used to with us.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
How many people do you guys have on Patreon?
Let's see, I probably keep around 60 to 100, and she's got about 30. We just started her Patreon this last year. Mine was from the beginning, but we're trying to get 2 now. I feel like the more branded we can. Like I was saying, I want to branch Kate out as her own entity now, not to even be associated with the wrestling show so much, but Kate as the entertainer herself.
What other platforms are you guys on? Have you tried OnlyFans?
Yeah, we've tried OnlyFans. We've had her post up on there forever, because people expect to go there and search, is this actress on this website?
Right.
So I've
It's
been
almost
on
like
even
status
when-
quo now.
Yes, if we
This
didn't
last
have
year,
one.
we've been working more with OnlyFans than before.
But yeah, the fans seem to like it.
Yeah.
They give us requests on there too. It's another way to interact with the fans. So yeah, we use that. And like Instagram is Kate's other big social media platform.
Yeah, that's my favorite social media platform is Instagram. I like Instagram a lot.
So
And
you
I did
see-
get one of those deleted. I'm on my second one, but I've been able to get my fans back on there. So
So you just do snippets with like a link to the episode, or
yeah, they don't do links that good. Not as good as Twitter, but yeah, I usually will post pictures of what we film on Patreon, and then I'll put it on Instagram. Like, hey, you want to see this? And here, or you could go buy more pictures on my OnlyFans. And so yeah, Instagram's a really big driving force in promotion.
Okay.
Really big for me personally.
yeah, just using them. I do prefer Instagram over Twitter.
Yeah.
But obviously Twitter's got its own reach.
Yeah, Twitter, you can post the actual links in where you can't do that with Instagram. Something that Snapchat does too that I like a lot is you can post a picture and you can add the link.
Yeah.
Which Instagram, I think you have to have 5,000 followers or 10,000 followers to be able to post links on
Yeah,
your stories
the
and
link
stuff.
tree.
That's
And I'm
crazy.
like, I don't know. I think that's a little odd, but
Yeah, you have to be this popular to share.
yeah,
the
to be
internet
able to
with
do that.
anybody.
I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah.
You guys like Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Snapchat.
we use it once in a while. She likes the filters on Snapchat. I
Yeah,
think
a lot of times I'll use
That's part
Snapchat
of
filters, save the video, and then post
Put
it
it everywhere
because I
else.
like Snapchat's filters better than Instagram's.
Okay. So YouTube, biggest. Patreon does well. You got a little bit of OnlyFans, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, we use Facebook. I mean, we got our families on Facebook, but we also have like the wrestling show's got a Facebook page. My character has a wrestling show page or Facebook page. So does Kate's character. So
Yeah, I feel like a lot of our local fans are on our Facebooks.
yeah.
Yeah,
than
Facebook does seem like a very local thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's where we'll see more of the local people. Where Instagram will be like, you know, I don't know what country, like
Right.
crazy country.
Anywhere.
This is on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, especially depending on what tags you toss out there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Who knows what type
Yeah,
of people
yeah.
I
Well, it's
see and,
like I'll
who's
get a lot of
following
people
what
talking to me like
hashtag.
Egyptian on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no translator, but I'm sure that's nice because you got a heart at the
Yeah, I
end.
just put a heart on
Thank
it.
you for the emojis.
Have you guys ever considered purchasing views or subscribers? You can do that. With
Go ahead and tell them about your Instagram.
Yeah, so my first Instagram I did do that. And it was really just a waste of money because it was all robots. So it was like right when I paid for them. And I was thinking, I thought I was paying for like a promotion. But all it did was like give me all these subscribers and then took like 1,000 away, like automatically. And then like and so it was like it shot me up to like 3,000. I was at 1,000. And then it took 1,000 away. And then I just felt like they were all robots. And my likes didn't get like more, you know, so it looked like I had a lot of subscribers, but my likes didn't go up. So I really just think it was fake.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would ever do that again.
We did that with one of the pages. We had a line called Marco's V Liquid, which is just a juice line. So just to experiment, and it was like more of a national brand. We tried that, and it actually worked pretty well.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a lot of bots on there, but there was also organic ones coming with the bots.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And the
well, that's
person we
good.
used did make sure that the pictures and videos got likes, you know.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Okay.
And then, you know, after we stopped paying for it, the bots dropped off, and you could see like how many were actual real people.
That
There's a
stayed.
decent amount on there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Okay.
good that it worked for you.
There's like different ways of, you know,
Yeah,
different companies that do it differently.
Yeah, that's true. Because I got it offered in so many different ways, and whatever I decided to do was
Not the one.
Not the best way. So
How does that work with YouTube? Is it same? You can pay for views or subscribers?
I do not know. I don't think you can. There
I
might
don't
be
know
a
if you
way to
can.
Google
You
it.
can boost videos.
Just regular boosting.
Can
yeah.
you? Okay, I didn't
But-
even know that. Interesting. I might look into it now.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty reasonable.
Okay.
It's kind of, I guess I'd say it's like Facebook in that, you know, it'll reach a certain amount of people or it'll drop in on more
So it won't
as
like
a
buy
suggested
you
video.
the
It
viewers
will
or
buy
subscri-
you views.
verbatim.
Verbatim. It will buy you specifically
But, like, real
an amount of views from real people in
real
X
people
amount of time.
views, right? Not robot.
Right.
okay.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good
All
idea.
right.
And personally, I would think the algorithms of YouTube or whatever would not appreciate that because it would throw off theirs.
Right.
But you're throwing money for it to advertise. with those.
So you're paying YouTube to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a
maybe they
Facebook
would like it.
boosting.
Okay. Because we did a Facebook boost, I think, once and got a bunch of likes on a photo. Mm-hmm. So
Which actually works really well.
yeah, I bet it
think.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do it
100%.
again. We released like a music video, and you know, it's like a new project, and I mean, it was exactly what they said it would be: X views in X time for X dollars.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, that's
So-
not
Nice.
bad. It's something to look into
Yeah, it
for
is.
sure.
And you know, that's like from a scratch page. You know, it's not like we had, you know,
basically nothing on there.
right.
Yeah.
You know, so
Just trying it out to see what it did.
yeah, it was a
Okay.
couple $100 for like, I think 3,000 or 4,000 views, and it's like, well, shit, why not? Let's see what happens,
Yeah.
just for the sake of fucking around and seeing what would happen.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But food for thought. I mean, you guys are already killing it on YouTube, so shit, maybe it might just be an extra notch up, or
Yeah.
You don't really know.
It sounds like you guys
until
are really
try.
good at being diverse with it.
Yeah.
So like diverse content, but also platforms and like different releases, different personalities and characters,
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
and just kind of like the keep throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks concept of.
Yeah,
might as well
that's
make as
really
much as
how
you
it
can.
is.
We're
It's like,
good at that.
we'll come up with ideas. We're like, well, let's see what happens, and sometimes it works, and sometimes
Never
it-
afraid to think outside
Yeah,
the box.
no,
I
you
think that's
can't
where
be.
the best ideas come from is when we do the most outlandish thing.
yeah.
And then people start reacting to that. It's like, I knew it. I knew that was a good idea. I don't know where it came from, but it works.
It's almost like when you're following somebody like that, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
a big part of the appeal, I guess.
That's a very good point.
What would you guys say is like the most controversy you faced? You know, just something that you've put out that people have taken pretty badly. You guys mentioned just
question.
coming onto the scene was like that for you guys. Was there any particular video or anything?
Man, not one that comes to my mind. You know what I mean? I think that people were just generally that weren't going to like it were going to be offended with the fact that we even tried.
Right. Nothing that you guys actually
Yeah,
did.
it wasn't like we did anything.
Just that you
specific.
existed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
We were
just
in
that
the
we were
realm.
trying.
Yes.
do something.
Yes. That was, I think, the biggest snub that we got was just stepping outside of the box in general. Although I guess there is an answer to this because I did do a video one time where I made a cardboard casket and we were going to have a casket match and I was playing The Undertaker and this happened in wrestling. A lot of times I like to parody the WWE. I think I've said that before. I think the fans appreciate that. So I made this casket. The Undertaker got thrown in it, which was me. And then Kate's character of Stephanie McMahon poured real gasoline all over this cardboard casket that we had inside of the garage. And then she threw a match on it. And the director of me, I'm standing there watching. Oh, yeah, it's burning. Now I got to go pull this bitch out of the garage before it starts on fire.
And we're in the garage, and it was like this big cardboard thing, and it like went up in flames in the garage. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna set this house on fire.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought, right? It seemed like a perfect
It's like,
idea
this was
at
a
the time.
bad idea. And he burnt his hand so bad.
I went to go grab it. I only had one fucking glove on. So I grabbed it with my other hand and I had to pull it from the garage all the way to the street.
Damn.
Luckily, it was wintertime. So we're like dumping snow and she's bringing water in from outside to keep this to stop going. All the neighbors are coming outside. I'm like, you don't see nothing.
My dad was
Yeah.
not.
So then her dad sent
dad
a
was
message
so
and he's like,
bad.
I better never see you guys playing with fire again.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
All right.
He was like, that could have
Pretty
exploded,
understood.
and you did it in front of Aiden. I was like, oh, yeah, maybe the kid.
That is
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
So that was one that we did. I was like, maybe that wasn't the best idea.
You guys were live at the time?
No.
No.
We weren't live, thank God. But, I edited it and made it seem more dramatic than it was probably.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that was the backlashes. No starting things on fire inside the house, especially when my kids are there. Okay, that makes sense.
That's fair.
Checks out.
Yeah. So ever
yeah.
since then, I've been more cautious.
Yeah, so we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we have not played with fire since then.
No.
But that was a dope ass video though.
Yeah,
it was.
It was a good one. It was a match between him and Aiden, too. And
Yeah.
Aiden was about, I don't know, 8.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
And so, I don't know, just so cute.
What's the most views you guys have gotten on any video?
So speaking of Aiden,
Aiden.
he was the big John Cena fan, and kind of the inspiration for all of this. So finally, I had taught her and Aiden some of these basic wrestling moves, matches. I had been fighting with both of them. I'm like, okay, it's time for you guys to fight each other. And I think that one sponsor we had wrote up a basic script for them to fight each other. And Aiden was going to be John Cena, and Kate was going to play her Kate character. And I came out like as her husband or whatever. And she fought against Aiden in the living room. And at the end, when Aiden wins, I dressed up like Stone Cold Steve Austin, came out and gave Aiden a stunner and like did the beer bath thing and the music hit and left and shit like that. That video went viral like 3 different times on different channels. As soon as it came out, people just flocked to it.
People love to
Yes.
watch me and Aiden fight each other. I mean, they do. And me and Aiden are really good at it now, especially now that he's older. But yeah, that always gets us a lot of views. Anything that me and Aiden do together gets us a lot of views.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How many views do you have on your biggest platform on YouTube? I guess.
I think it said we got 10 million views
Wow.
this year was what they notified me of.
Damn.
So that's the number that it's at currently.
Yeah.
But that's not even considering the other ones.
Yeah.
The other 2 channels that were deleted or 3, all those views are washed. But just on this main one now,
Wow.
10. So that's good.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then YouTube pays on subscribers and views.
So YouTube pays on a couple different ways. The subscribers, no, they have to be signed up. So we have a YouTube members only, which is kind of like Patreon too, and you can sign up for like $3, $20, or $30, and each tier gets different behind the scenes access or bonus matches. So we, all the guys that pay for that, YouTube taxes it and then gives us, what's left over. And then with the ads, that fluctuates every month. So based on how many views you get and people click skip ad or whatever, is how much money you get for the ads. So they pay on 2 different scales.
And if they skip the ad, then you still get the revenue.
You still get, as long as they click the button or even if they watch it, just the fact that they've gone past that marker. Because if you look at your YouTube videos, you can go in there and you can add the commercials or the ads wherever you want. YouTube will do it for you. But if you want to add like 15 in a video, you can. And then if they click past that, you'll make more revenue. So I've dabbled in that, putting extra ads on the shows, but I don't do it very often just because I think if I got to sit here and watch this, it's going to take me forever to get through it. So
Do you have to have X amount of subscribers to start doing ads?
once you get monetized, so you have to partner with Google. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 40,000 watch time minutes in the last year or 18 months. You have to be at a certain level in order to do it. But once you open up the door, then you can keep on doing it, and they can help you monetize as much as you can. And people can even donate while you're live. So if you're doing a podcast live, people can go onto your live chat and donate $15 to you, and it'll pop up right there. So another way for you to make money on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's what Jordan was doing, right, when he was streaming.
Yeah. People would like send stickers.
Yeah, super chat stickers, I think is what they call it. Yep. And then your message comes through and they can see it, and it sees how much you post. And if you sign up, you can get a logo of the channel next to your name on YouTube all the time. So there's different benefits to being part of a guy's channel on YouTube.
And you're saying they don't pay based on subscribers, it's views and ads.
And people that are signed up for your members only.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but not based on subscribers, no.
Right, you just need the 1,000 subs to get monetized originally.
Yes, and the watch time hours.
Yep.
I've gotten 1,000 subs on multiple channels before, but
And
didn't
then-
have the watch time, and I couldn't monetize. So
Yeah.
it's tricky.
Definitely sounds tricky.
How long is your average episode?
Good question. We've been trying to go like the 40-minute route, but this season they've been going longer, more into the 50 to an hour. The fans want more wrestling matches. We used to only give them one match at a time, and I constantly get messages. We want more matches. We want this. We want that. So I decided, okay, we put the content out. Are you guys going to watch it?
Yeah.
And we've been putting out these hour-long episodes, and they've been turning over the best numbers we've had.
Yeah.
So the more matches and the longer the episodes, the better I believe the show is going to go over.
More views and
Interesting.
longer watch time?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's keeping their attention.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, you could hardly ask for it to be working better if that's
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah,
You know?
all positive comments.
Yeah.
Like it's really going well for the wrestling show.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic. What other types of like moving forward with it? What other types of, I guess, where do you want to take it, or other ideas you guys have kind of in the back of the brains for the wrestling show?
Oh, go ahead and answer that one, babe. What do you think?
Man, it's a good
I
question.
mean, it's already super open ended and it covers a lot of ground.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Like I want to do what we do, just better. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I'm constantly wanting to get better and be better. So I would like the wrestling show to have better production, better sets, better acting, better wrestling. Just everything we do, just keep getting better at it.
yeah,
Would you ever want a live audience? Like people actually.
We did a live show in September, and it was like our own live show that we put on and wrestled. Where was it at? What was
The
place?
Harmony
The
Club
Harmony Club here
downtown
in
off
Rockford.
like 11th Street or 7th Street down over there.
Okay.
So yeah, that was our first try at going live, and we tried to go live and film at the same time, which we could definitely do that better. So next time we do it, I would like to have a live audience sit in on one of our tapings. But there's a lot that goes into trying to have a live audience and do all the all the lighting, all the cameraing, all of the
big
when we
production.
when we tried to go live, we didn't have the cameraman there that we thought we were going to have. So we had my nephews doing the cameraing, and you could definitely tell when you watch it. So
They did their best.
yeah, they did. They did. Oh yeah, they
did.
definitely
They
did.
did.
But yeah, it's just getting better.
Is that kind of the ultimate goal? Like, would it be ideal if you guys were at the or Metro Center, I guess, or BMO?
Yeah,
oh
and
yeah,
had full live shows.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be. I would love to take the show on the road.
Yeah,
there's so
that
many
is
wrestling
his dream
fans
for sure.
that say, I'd love to see you guys wrestle. I just can't come to Rockford. You know what I mean? So I know there's more fans out there that would love to see a live wrestling match with us. So my goal, I guess, would be able to just pack up, go to the town, bring the ring, set it up, do the show,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
come home. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Goals. You gotta have goals.
What about like merch or anything you guys sell?
So we have Teesprings. I don't know if you guys have heard of that or not, but they're affiliated with YouTube and they sell your merchandise on the channel. So underneath our videos, you can see that we've got stickers, phone cases, shirts, sweatshirts, stuff like that. You can click it, and Teespring sells it. We've not ever received a royalty check yet, but the stuff, it's out there. You can definitely do it. I do want to look into my friend Mike Drain. Shout out to him. He said he's got a guy in Rockford that prints off shirts for a relatively cheap price. So I would like to actually have a guy in Rockford that was my merch guy, and I didn't have to go through a third-party Teespring unless it was through YouTube, which is fine. But I think for locals, I'd love to have somebody in the area, producing these shirts.
How many local people do you think you have?
Part of the show now?
Watching just local viewers like Rockford
local
area.
Viewers. Ooh, that's a good question. 10? 12?
so?
If that many?
Really?
Yes. I would say, like I said before, that the haters have already tuned out.
Wow.
They're not watching. So
You don't think anybody locally watches the wrestling show?
like 10 to 12? I wouldn't think that many. What do you think?
I mean, I was going to give us more than that. I was going to talk about Miles Nielsen. He watches our stuff. Like a lot of local people, I would say, watch our stuff.
Well, they don't tell me about it. You know what I mean?
I see it on your Facebook story.
Okay, maybe
I'll
they
be
watch
going on
the
his face.
Facebook
I'm like,
story.
there's the mayor. Right? You know what I mean?
Okay,
I'm like,
okay.
there's the guy from the news. They're all seeing some
Okay.
funny pictures right now.
Yes, I guess as far as Facebook's concerned.
Yeah, that's
We
where
have
the
a lot-
local people watch.
Okay, I wouldn't say they're watching the YouTube show, I guess.
They're watching us.
Yeah.
It might not be just directed to the wrestling show, but
Okay, yeah.
it's definitely watching what we do, what we produce. You never know what we're gonna post up on Facebook. I think that's what people really think about us. You
So
know?
yeah, to re-answer your question, there's been about 10 to 12 people in Rockford that have told me they watch the wrestling show and they like it. So thank you to you guys.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate the support.
That's the way to do it, though. No need to tap in with the local audience when you got a whole world out there, though.
for sure.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
I'd much rather know what everybody had to say instead of a small group of people that might be
Absolutely.
biased anyway.
Right.
Where are you getting a lot of your views? Because you can break it down.
The United States is still number 1. India is number 2. Saudi Arabia is number 3. I think Europe might be 4, and then it breaks down to that. Australia is actually in the top.
I was gonna say,
of our
wasn't
numbers.
Russia in there once?
Maybe once, but I don't know if it was up top anymore.
Putin's into wrestling.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He likes wrestling.
Yeah. I know Saudi Arabia does. They pay
Yeah.
WWE big bucks to
They
go
love
over there every
wrestling
year. So
over
that's a
there.
good group of fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
In Russia, you said?
Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. It's
And
huge
India.
over there. Yeah, and India. And they censor a lot of the stuff they can see too. So they can't hardly watch many channels. Somehow they get people to
Right.
send them clips from other Egyptian channels to these people. I get messages from I can't see you on here, but I'm able to watch the wrestling show on this platform. It's like Japan TV. I'm like, what is this that we're on? So we don't even realize in other countries how they broadcast American YouTube.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. A lot of my fans on Instagram are from India or Saudi Arabia. It's kind of hard to tell, but definitely over there, a lot of them.
Wow. They're like risking their freedom. by
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't sell the prince.
watching- Yeah.
But we subscribe.
That's how good it is.
Yeah, man.
Straight
They're
risk
feeling
I'll
it.
tell you what, they better not forget to update that VPN subscription.
That's right. They're gonna get tracked.
We're on it.
Yeah.
How many wrestling channels that do anything like just general wrestling channels do you think there are in like the US? Like hundreds?
General wrestling channels, because a lot of people review wrestling.
A lot of review.
People that are
wrestling.
actually wrestling.
People that are actually wrestling, I don't know if I'd go maybe 100. Maybe 100 would be a good number for wrestling channels. I don't.
Pretty niche.
Yeah, I would say
Seems-
ours is the fastest growing, like the organic one that's actually new and for YouTube. Like our show was created for the YouTube audience.
Yeah.
We make it on an iPhone because I believe most of our viewers watch it on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to translate straight to the audience members. So I think as far as what we're doing, there's nobody else. Everybody else that's making a YouTube channel is trying to produce something for TV.
It's usually
For
indie
WWE.
wrestling companies. Like once in a while, they'll have like a YouTube channel and they'll just post up like their live shows or whatever. They don't really get that many views though.
And there's no editing.
There's
that
no
goes into
editing,
it.
you know what I mean? It's all raw, just like a video of a wrestling match happening in a gym, It's
For
not, the
studying
production's not
technique or
there.
something, or
Yeah, and it's not built for YouTube. the way I think we set up our show is to be built for that viewer.
You're saying their goal generally is to get picked up by TV?
Or get booked in their local gym.
Yeah.
Because they can wrestle 3 hours long without taking a cut, which is different from what we do. You know, we produce stuff more like a studio-based wrestling show where if something doesn't go right, we're going to cut, and we're going to redo it again. You know, that's the difference between our show and why I say it's more geared towards YouTube, because it's more like a video. Right. We're not trying to put off a live sporting event, which is what every other YouTube wrestling show is trying to put off a live sporting event. You know, that's not what we do.
Yeah, it's a show.
Yes, exactly.
Here to entertain.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. We're making a show about a show.
Yeah.
You know, about all the wrestling shows, because all the wrestling fans understand that two guys get in the ring and fight, but the why is something that all the wrestling fans are yearning for.
Yeah, they want the drama. They love it.
And the other
that
shows
seems to
don't
be
do
the
it.
case across the board nowadays.
Yes.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Everybody wants a. It seems like everybody's looking for somebody who deserves to get their ass kicked or something. You know, whether it's it's the Paul brothers, you know, just causing a ruckus, or Conor McGregor running his mouth, or
People like
anybody.
they're bad guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And people like it to
Villains.
develop too. You know, like we're more of a show-based society as opposed to we used to be a film-based society. So now people, they like to consume lots of entertainment and they like to see a lot of the same thing building up to really hate the antagonist.
Yeah.
So something that we do that's different than a wrestling show is we build it all up and it's more like a movie or a series, like a show. That's why we break it down into seasons and episodes. So you can literally follow along just like you would on Netflix with a show like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously we're called the Sham Show, and our idea is more showish, or like what we would like to do is more of like the show avenue. I will say that our episodes currently are more on like the podcast format, so it's not no need for like crazy production. You know, we're just sitting down talking. But I do like the show concept versus a stream or a podcast.
And I watched part of one of your episodes, and I liked how at the beginning you guys had edited together like a montage of stuff, you know, and I think that's something that most podcasts don't do. So you had my attention right away with, oh shit, there's an editor involved in this, you know, something's going on here. So I think you could tap into that avenue more, you know, when you do a podcast. Definitely add a cut scene of this is us getting ready or this is us afterward. That could make you and would make your guys' show different and more like a show.
I agree.
Yeah, and you could like talk about like maybe afterwards or like later, like what you thought about this conversation that you had, like your own personal
like reviewing episodes.
opinions on everything.
Absolutely.
Your fans would probably like that, just to hear your own opinions.
Yeah, we've tried doing just me and Kurt, but I don't know. Maybe we just have like spent so long together and just don't have that right content to talk about, I guess, even though we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Sure.
So we do like having guests on.
For sure.
Yeah. Your guys' conversations might be oversaturated because you've had so many.
Right, exactly.
Somebody else in. But like what Kate was saying, if you guys were to just reflect on just that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It might bring the mutiny to the head, you know, where you guys would actually make sense together.
Right.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
100%.
Good brain.
You guys are full of good ideas.
Yeah, we're constantly thinking every single day about stuff like
this. It takes
this.
multiple minds to create anything. And something Kate says all the time, you know, when it was just us, it was only this. But when we add all these more minds, and it just becomes so much more
bigger,
expanded.
you know, because like I said, everybody helps write the show. You know, everybody's got ideas, and like some of the guys will come up with ideas. And it's like we would have never thought about that in a million years, and that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to have other people to brainstorm with.
Yeah, and letting your fans have that little bit of control or say in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they do. The fans are very vocal. They
Yeah, they
always
are.
say what they want to see, and we try to put that in the matches or the videos. You want to see a bunch of pile drivers? Well, damn it, today's the pile driver.
Yeah.
And they'll be satisfied for a while.
Yeah.
Hold them over.
Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite episode, or like if people are checking you guys out, what's like a favorite episode that you guys have done?
Oh man.
Well, YouTube Mania is our biggest event, and there's 4 of those out. So if you really wanted to watch the progression of the wrestling show, you could just type in YouTube Mania and watch 1 through 4. The first one we made, the first year we were done filming the wrestling show, we had a main event, YouTube Mania, and you can see the next one. We moved out of that original apartment we were in, our little house, and moved on to a different location, where YouTube Mania 4 culminates inside of that building we rented out and bought the ring to put in there. So like it starts off in the living room and culminates inside of an actual
That's
venue.
cool.
So I would recommend YouTube Mania.
Okay. And that's like twice a year you guys do that?
We did it twice a year at the beginning, but now we're going to make it just once a year. We're going to have the other event be called something else.
Okay.
So last year we called the other event Reawakening, but we still had 2 main events. They're big shows, but just didn't call them both YouTube Mania again.
YouTube Mania.
Yeah.
I will actually give those a watch.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
You'll definitely see the progression
Yeah.
from the first to the last. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they'll see the same characters just changing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool concept.
That's another thing that our fans like a lot is I love the progression, from not knowing how to wrestle to being able to have your own ring and wrestle. Like the fans have really appreciated that, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like seeing you build something, and I was there since the beginning.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember
a lot
right.
of fans will say that.
Yeah.
Like, this is true to their friendship. We're friends because we've been watching you the whole time.
Yeah.
They feel like they're here in America with us. I get messages like that all the time. People, I
Yeah.
wish I was there, but I feel like I'm there. I'm here in spirit. You know what I mean? Good luck today. Stuff like that. Hope your
Yeah.
knees don't hurt too bad from the tombstones. The message I got the other day. They want to be a part of it, and they are.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
We have a lot of fun making the show. It's a collaborative effort, and everybody's like plays their part, and we're all happy to be here.
Yeah, for real.
We're putting out positive vibes into the universe, and at the end of the day, that's the best you can do. I feel like,
Right.
with yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys are doing what you guys want to do and getting support doing it.
Yeah, that's what I like.
fucking
Just being able to do what I want to do and make my own business and make my own money and
Yep.
create while doing that. Like, I couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Yeah, it checks all the boxes
Yeah.
for a lot of folks, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Do the people you have on, is that just something they're doing in their free time? Do they get any kind of like compensation for it, or they use it for their own content?
Basically, it's therapy is what I would call the wrestling show, especially with the physical aspect of it. You get to yell, which is good for your psyche, and you also get to like wrestle with people, but they're not going to hurt you. So you can be a little physical. So I think most of our fans are wrestlers, that are on the show. They're definitely fans of wrestling. They get something out of it. Not necessarily compensation, but
I would
it's
say
more than that.
Like, some of our wrestlers get compensation if we get like paid for custom videos. So
okay.
like our fans know that if they want to see a match that they can pay for it. So if the fans want to see it, they're going to pay for it, and then you get a part of that money.
Gotcha.
So. But
Yes.
not everybody gets paid for the custom videos. And I would say that most of the people, if they're doing the wrestling show, it's because they really, really love it and they like to wrestle. And I would say that the wrestling show helps people like come together and like do something for the better good, like a community almost. Like we call ourselves a wrestling family. Like we all really enjoy coming together and creating this show, not just for our personal gain, but because we love the show.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys kind of mentioned it or like touched over it, but tips on what we could do to grow our show on YouTube. So like tags, descriptions.
Yeah, going live. I would recommend
he's
going
big on
live.
the going live.
YouTube
Every
live.
once in a while. Yep, go live on YouTube, and anybody can go live on YouTube from a PC. So not from your mobile, but set it up, make it seem somewhat professional, and just go on there. What's up, YouTube? Talk to the camera. Google is watching everything. Even if nobody's watching, Google is still watching. If you do something inappropriate, you're gonna get banned.
Yeah.
So they're definitely
Right,
watching
yeah.
all the time. So if you just keep on putting out more content and being consistent with it, and putting out good content. Somebody one time asked me if it was better to put out more content or good content, and I would say good content every time. Don't flood the internet with garbage. Because that Google's going to push that down to the bottom, and none of those videos are going to ever get more than 19 views.
Yeah.
But if you're putting out really good content, it might start off with 19 views, but once it gets going, it's going
Circulates a
to
little
take
bit.
off.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't be discouraged by the low numbers or whatever you get organically at first, because YouTube's not pushing nobody. They don't want nobody else to come up this ladder. But if you force your way up, they're going to open the door for you when
Yeah.
you get there.
Right.
So it's a real weird game to play, but stay with it. Read the guidelines. Know what you're supposed to do. I talked to you about that YouTube studio on your computer. Go on there. They have tutorials, classes, and stuff that you can do. They're always updating. And if you're on your computer, I would recommend going on YouTube Studio on your laptop or computer at least once a month, because they'll send you these little notifications. And it'll say, would you like to take this survey? Or you've been selected to do this class. Just by being on the studio, they'll notice it. So hang out there more and put out more good vibes on your community page. You know, you can make a poll on there. Who would you rather see on the show? Or, you know, what's your favorite ice cream? You know, anything like that to get the fans to even click on your channel or on your page. You know, add your profile description. I think you guys have that. Feature other channels on there.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
And what we're doing right now with this collab, when this video's done, post it on your community page and then tag the wrestling show's YouTube channel in it. So YouTube will recognize, oh, this channel just collaborated with this channel. So now the revenue or the ads or the fans are all going to maybe see what this video is about. And it's just teaching YouTube what it is you're doing. In the end, they're learning from you. This algorithm is artificial intelligence that's learning from the humans that are putting out the vibes or the videos or the intentions.
Right.
So whatever it is that you guys put out there, do it to your best of your ability and let YouTube know that you're here.
And you were saying featuring, would that go in like the description, or is there a special spot for?
So in the description is good. Links are always good. But when you do your community page, you can tag now, like on Facebook. If I was to say, hey, I did a video with Marco and I did @ and started typing your name, you would pop up. The same thing on YouTube. So when you post this video in your community, right? You know, today we got a new live video with the Outliers from the wrestling show, and then @ and then start writing the wrestling show. It comes up, click it, you know, and that'll be the way to feature us in your community page to let YouTube know, hey, this channel just did a collab. YouTube likes that because it keeps all the money in the same circulation.
Right.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
collabs are always good to do because then we can help put you over too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be mutually beneficial.
Yeah, for real.
Yes,
You know?
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
always recommend a collab with other content creators.
Yeah.
When you guys post, do you guys like tag WWE for their audience, or?
So yeah, our audience is, you know, a bunch of disgruntled WWE X fans. So if we tag WWE, we better be saying something negative about them, or else we're not going to get any
You're
clicks.
so right about that. All our fans are like, this is so much better than WWE. I hate WWE. It's a lot of our
At
fans.
WWE, did you guys see that?
Yeah, exactly. Not to rub it in your faces
Yeah,
or anything.
but we're better.
Do better.
Yes. One of our most recent videos we did was we reacted to a WWE show because the fans do like to know our opinion. So for that one on the community page, I did tag WWE in it because it was a video specifically about their content. But I wouldn't just tag WWE in our general stuff because I don't want to be affiliated with them. You know, we're the.
You think when you tagged them, there was some people on the WWE channel that saw you guys that normally wouldn't, just like from their audience?
You know, I do not know if the community tab works the same way Facebook does, where it goes through both characters' timelines. I'm not sure about that, but I think that anybody would be able to click and go to WWE from us, not the other way around. I don't think we gave ourselves a backdoor to be associated with them.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Because it could work that way. I don't know if any of the WWE guys get notified, you know, that the wrestling show tagged you in a post. That was one thing I had thought of. Will WWE know that I did this and click on this link and see what we are? I'll never know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Any other tips? Those are all pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was pretty comprehensive.
Interact with the fans. You know, and if anybody leaves you a YouTube comment, definitely heart it. Definitely respond to them. You know, tell them more information than they want to know.
Yeah.
Because YouTube's always reading what you're saying in your comments. You know, so I always say thanks for the support. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the request. Thanks for the comments. So YouTube knows what's going on. We're getting positive feedback and we're receiving it well and saying thank you to them. So it just puts off more positivity for the channel. So be good. Put hearts. I would recommend going on other videos that you like, you know, or does similar things to you and leave a meaningful comment. And then that comment might get pinned. You know, a lot of people read the YouTube comments and then they see, well, what's this show? Who said something really witty about this video I also like? And that'll be a way to connect to fans too. A lot of times I'll go on WWE's YouTube channel if there's something that I am interested in. And if I watch a video, I usually comment. I would take that as a note too. Anytime you watch a YouTube video, make sure to comment on it from your channel. That keeps your algorithm in play. If they see your channels being interactive, you know, if I was going to listen to music 90% of the time, I'd rather listen to it on YouTube and skip the ads just so YouTube sees that I'm using their site and being like proactive on their site, commenting, liking the songs that I like, adding them to playlists.
That's a really
Stuff
good
like
tip.
that.
I never even thought of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Create your own playlists on your channel and then add videos that you like to it.
Okay.
Maybe that's enough.
Playlist being like categories.
Yes. So if you go on your channel, you can see your community page, your video page. You'll also have a playlist page. You can create whatever playlists you want. My favorite movies, my favorite music videos, or inspirational quotes from Jordan Peterson, or something like that. Just all of these different things, and then you add content to that. And then you'll be able to go in your analytics and see what was your most viewed playlist of this last 28 days. So you'll be able to watch your algorithm grow organically just by posting stuff and then viewing what people are clicking on. Because if you go in your analytics, it's got a lot of different statistics.
Yeah. That is very helpful on YouTube's back end.
Yes. Yep. Acting like or just pretending that you're doing it. Just clicking on it, and scrolling through a few things like I was saying at the beginning. Just be active on there, and they'll note that.
We were just seeing that our average watch time is like 10 seconds, so it's one of those things that we found out.
Yeah, it happens. A lot of people click on videos and click them off right away, and they really screw the average watch time for everybody. As a general rule of thumb, if you're going to click on one of your own videos, even if it's by accident, let it play for 30 seconds. Don't just click it off right afterward, even if it's an accident. Give it a 30-second play, and then you can go on to the next thing. And watch your own content. Let it play in the background. Like right now, what we're doing with this is good for the algorithm.
Definitely
because
not
it's being watched in the background, or it's being shown and used. It's being streamed.
Yep.
Which is good. So, and if you can create your Join Now membership only, talk about that in your videos and on your community page. Because if YouTube sees you putting over a way to make money, they're going to want to put you up there too and recommend it because you're bringing in revenue for their company.
Makes sense.
It does. So become a partner with Google and YouTube will be happy with you.
Like endless YouTube knowledge over here.
Honestly, you've been through it.
I've been spending a lot of time working on it.
He really has.
I've had a YouTube channel since the beginning of YouTube. I've always been down the avenue of making videos. That's why I said once something popped off, I knew it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh shit. I knew exactly what it was. Like, we got to do wrestling.
What kind of videos did you kind of start off with?
So family videos, I used to just film my dad, film stuff like that when I was a kid, and then I started like having my brother and sister act, and I've always made wrestling content because I've always liked wrestling and wanted to be a wrestler. Even when people asked me when I was a kid, what are you going to be when you grow up? Professional wrestler, what do you think? What else could I possibly be? Was kind of my thought. So I've always did that. I dabbled in music for a while. Me and my brother started a band, and we made a bunch of music videos for ourselves, and I had a channel. I think I still have a channel out there for our band. So just whatever I wanted to do. Really, whatever was calling me, I guess. I just try to be open to creativity in all avenues.
And keeping on just trying new stuff and different avenues. That's
always trying new stuff. Even when Facebook came out, I put a bunch of videos on Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram, I put a bunch of videos on Instagram. Once I got on a social media site, I was always trying to upload video content. So I thought that was going to be my niche, was just keep on creating videos. I don't know what they were going to be yet. But
the previous channels getting banned was kind of I don't want to say blessing in disguise, but definitely helped you become this knowledgeable.
Yes. I learned a lot. I even found a way, this is an odd story, to talk to the algorithms. So our channels kept on getting deleted, our videos kept on getting deleted, and I finally wrote in the tags, why is my channel being deleted? And they sent me a specific email of, you are using too many copyrights on your videos, and my reasoning why, because I kept on having this problem.
You can talk to the robots?
I figured out a way to do it, and it was in the tags, because that's how they were checking really what your video is about, is the tags.
Wow.
So the robots read those tags and go, oh shit, that's what the video is, and then it was a way to talk to YouTube, and I got my answer from the tags. Yeah. So once I was able to become one with the robot that's known as YouTube, I found a way to tap in, and they've given me the benefit of the doubt ever since.
Oh my gosh. He would get so mad at YouTube sometimes, especially when they were deleting the videos, and I could hear him just cussing at the computer and at YouTube. I'm like, oh.
Think like a robot.
How am I going to communicate with these people? And I'm not doing something they think I'm doing. It's like, I'm not creating violent content. God
that
dang
one
it.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. Still, I think she got her Twitter deleted because it was saying
like
that she
2
was
days
putting
ago.
up violent content. Because she made a clip of a wrestling match that had blood in it, is what I think
This
it
match
was.
right
This
here,
match that's on.
that's being
She
played.
made a highlight reel, and it's me using weapons. And her face gets
And then all of a
bloody
sudden
at
I
one
would
point.
tweet, and every single one of my tweets was like sensitive comment or content, and it would have the like ban or blur over it so people couldn't see, and they'd have to click on it. And they literally they
clearly fake.
suspended it forever. And then he tried to
clearly
make me
fake.
one for K's, and he used my number, and they wouldn't let it go through. So I'm like, they're trying to ban me for life on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, that's it's weird to me because I think this is fun, scripted wrestling. When I do bleed, it's completely fake. It's obviously fake, you know. But I don't know.
Twitter wasn't
yeah.
having it. I was
No.
saying it was because she had the check mark. You know, I think if she would have been verified by Twitter, then she would have been able to post the stuff that she posted. Same with Instagram. I tried to get her verified on Instagram too, and they wouldn't allow it, and then her account got deleted because it's getting a lot of attention, but it's not verified, and the computers can't figure out why. So the verification process might have helped you save both your channels.
Oh, I'm sure if I had more followers. You know, on Twitter, I had like 1,500 followers. I mean, it was okay, I guess. I'm not really that sad about it. The one that I just made, I'm going to make it differently and it'll be better. That's kind of how I look at it. Anytime I lose something like that, I'm just like, okay, obviously I need to do something different and better.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Twitter really made me mad. That's why I was, when you started talking about disliking Twitter, and I'm like, you literally for no reasons, like shadow banned me and then got rid of me. I didn't, in my opinion, I didn't do anything that was, you know, constituted that. Like, here's the blood here. Like, to me, it doesn't look.
It can be on.
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah, you can kind of see it on my face here. It's fake, you know. It's
definitely
food coloring.
fake. Yeah.
I'm dressed up as a clown, you know. It's some people just take it too seriously.
And then the ref slow counts me.
Yeah,
It's
so
part of the
he's-
storyline.
yeah,
'cause
playing
he's
heel.
He's running the show.
Yeah, it seems very violent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In a
it's
ring,
just
for God's sakes, with
theatrical.
ropes and a referee. There's no way I'm really hurting this person. But they don't look at it as that.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it is what it is. We move on.
Yeah,
100%. It'll be interesting to see how their criteria for what determines that continues to change over time too. Hopefully they don't get more stringent about it.
Yeah.
I guess I could see that being
that's what I get
plausible
worried about
concern.
is if they're like just gung ho on like no male and female wrestling, something, you know, WWE won't do it. Most of these promotions don't do intergender wrestling, and some people really think it's wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're putting on a scripted fight. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter which way you cut that. Woman, male, female. It's a scripted fight all the way around. So why is it not okay?
But it's fine if they do it in movies and TV shows.
Right. Exactly.
Every
It's right
show.
for other people, but
But not for our avenue because the wrestling, the old school wrestlers deem it as wrong because there's no way a woman could beat a man.
Yeah, and
It's
that's why-
really how they feel.
and that's why a lot of indie wrestlers, that's why they don't like us, because it's intergender and they don't think that it's plausible, or like we're ruining wrestling because it looks so fake, this woman beating a male. It's like, come on now.
Crazy.
At this point, we all understand what professional wrestling is.
It's an art.
Right. And they'd have like little dudes take down Andre the Giant or whatever. Yeah. So, like, is that plausible?
Right, exactly. Like you
yeah.
have all these guys go up against Brock Lesnar, who is a MMA actual fighter from the UFC. Like he would literally beat every single one of these fighters,
All of
Yeah.
them.
all of them. Like you think that seems realistic? Like no.
Yeah.
So people just want to take it to a level that I want to break that barrier. You know, and like I said, like the indie wrestling shows, like I'm like the only female wrestler here in Rockford, and they won't book me. Like, why not?
They wouldn't
Why?
even put her on the poster.
Wouldn't put me on the poster.
When we had that show.
Put him on the poster. Wouldn't put me on the poster.
They sent me the poster. It was just a picture of me. It's like, and all the other guys that are going to be fighting and not Kate. I'm like, excuse me, you need to put Kate on the poster. So then they redid the poster in like the smallest little picture ever. She's
Wow.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd probably have you as a ring girl or something else.
Yeah.
Right. They just
Yeah.
don't think that like women maybe like they're like I said, they're older. You know, they just think differently. Like maybe they think women shouldn't be wrestling
They
in the
think
ring.
women
I don't
are
know.
the sideshow attraction.
Yeah, then the
not
guy-
the main star.
Yeah, the guy before I walked in there, he's like, "Be really careful in that ring. You gotta be careful of the posts." Like, started telling me all this stuff, and literally, I had never been in a wrestling ring before. The first time I stepped in a wrestling ring was at that live show at the Indies, and I still put on a better performance than all of the guys who had done it for 30 years. And that's why I think they're just, you know,
Yeah. They
it's
salty.
like, salty. And I mean, I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, I loved being there and feeling all the heat and the pressure. And like, before I went on, I was like, everybody wants me to do bad right now. I'm literally about to kill it. And I did.
Yeah,
That's great.
that haterade.
Yeah, for real.
Let it fuel you.
Yeah, it is.
quenching.
It is. You know, when people think you can't do something, it just makes me want to do it even harder. It's like, you don't think I can? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it better than you can.
I'm much the same. I feel
Okay.
that. I feel that.
I feel like people like that are going to succeed. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you can't tell them no, and you don't give up, and you can't kill a spirit that's not ever going to stop. You know?
Right.
Good quote.
Yeah. I guess I just came up with that right now.
Patent.
Throw that on a t-shirt.
Right.
Yeah. That's good.
I'll have to try to remember that.
You can't kill a spirit that won't give up.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
That'll be my next tagline.
There you go. Yeah, sounds like a t-shirt.
You guys have any last notes or plugs or stories or anything?
I would say to watch our New Year's Day special. If you guys are watching this now, that's the most recent video that we made, and it was like a throwback to our old YouTube wrestling channel. Because when we first started, we didn't have a ring. We didn't have much of people supporting us, so we just would, Kate and I, finding fun ways to make videos, and we decided that the Boiler Room Brawl would be a match we would try to recreate. So we went down in the basement of our old house, started off in the the laundry room where the water heater was, and made a really creepy video way back then. It still gets a lot of views. So this holiday season, for the fans, we recreated our old Boiler Room Brawl basement match, and I revised the character of Mankind, and Kate plays Kate, and we do a super cool fight down in the basement that's scripted, choreographed, and edited. And it's a dream sequence, so we really stepped out of the realm of wrestling in the traditional style for our new video. So it's our New Year's Day celebration 2022, and we hope you guys all enjoy that and subscribe to the channel, and follow Kate's Instagram.
Follow my Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Kate Jones _TWS.
Follow that.
Follow that.
Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Having
This was a
us.
lot
This
of
has
fun.
been so much fun. I love doing these.
Lots of good information.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love to get with people that have really cool stuff going on. Like you said, other content creators, people in business in general. I mean, that's kind of me and Marco's background in a lot of aspects. So
Sure.
We'll be definitely down to do it
guys.
again.
Yeah. This has been
We'll
so
set
much
up another
fun.
time. This was a lot of fun. Maybe check the progression of both of our channels later on.
Yeah.
I think
absolutely,
that would be cool to see.
Can't wait
how
for
it
a
does.
follow-up already.
definitely be
Yeah,
open
yeah,
to like
yeah.
even like coming to the ring or doing a ringside chat or something like that.
We could have a lot of fun with
Just a
something
little
like
more
that.
food for thought.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're always
okay.
looking for new characters on the show.
Shit.
You know what I
Get
mean?
Kurt in the ring.
Always.
I would actually do
Always.
it just for funsies.
Oh yeah, it is
yeah,
fun.
a
If
lot
you
of
guys
guys do
ever
it.
want to
This is
come
fun.
out to one of the shoots, it's really just like laid back fun.
Absolutely.
So much
I
fun.
would like that. That'd be a
Yeah.
good time.
The 15th is our next show. We're doing a Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
So
everybody will
January
be in town
All
for
the guys
that.
are coming down. If you guys wanted to come and set up, you can definitely do podcasts or interview all the wrestlers that are going to be there, because that's going to be more of an event that we do at the gym.
Ooh, that would be a
There's a
fun
good
one.
time
Yeah.
too.
It would be fun. There's going to be a whole group of people there. It'll be the biggest crowd we've had for a wrestling show since our YouTube Mania event.
That's 15th this month.
Yes. Yep.
We might be able to make that.
Okay.
That would be dope.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
cool.
it's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Meet
for
all the
it.
personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
all such
Yeah.
cool people.
Yeah. You'll get a full dose.
Yeah. They would have a lot to tell you.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you so
Hell
much
yeah,
for having
bro.
us.
Much appreciated,
Lots
guys.
of fun. It's a pleasure.
Cool.
Good job.
That's all right.
That was good. You did a real good job, babe.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was good, guys.
I like that phrase you came up with.
There's the
Yeah.